Hello, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Press the Action Button podcast here on digital-delirium.com. As always, I am your host, Joystick. With me this week is Eric. Say hello to people, Eric.
How's it going?
And as you might have guessed, we're here to wrap up E3, and there is plenty to talk about, as there always is with E3.
Oh, yeah.
Do you want to start by talking about Nintendo or Microsoft?
Let's get Nintendo do that first, since Microsoft and Sony were pretty much the main news.
Yeah, Nintendo did have a presence at E3.
But they did their Direct, which was like a streamed, wasn't it?
Yeah. They did have a presence at E3. They did do a 30-minute video, which is not... usually they would have on-stage demos of their games and stuff, so you're missing out on that kind of thing. But they
I know. I know they announced... I'm not 100% caught up with what they announced. I caught about a little over half of it, I'd say.
So you didn't get the whole thing?
Not quite. No, I know I probably missed a couple of their announcements, but...
Well, they did announce quite a bit in that video. Obviously, the big news that got everybody talking was what they showed at the very end of the video with the Smash Brothers.
Right.
And they announced 3 characters coming to Smash Brothers. 2 of them... One of them is really, really bizarre.
Is that the Wii Fit trainer?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was what... They hyped the big announcement, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then their announcement was that, which I
No, that wasn't the big one.
Oh, okay.
They showed that, which is just weird. I mean, have you ever known anybody that actually consistently used Wii Fit at all? Do you ever even think about the Wii Fit trainer character?
I have known someone that used it quite a lot and liked it, but never in the sense of like, oh hey, I wish that character from that game would appear in another game. Like, I just don't get that one.
Yeah, I don't get it either. Like, they probably have a beloved character or two that hasn't shown up.
Oh yeah, and I think they're gonna, they have to. Have they announced that they're gonna have DLC for it?
I don't know, but they have started doing DLC with the, they've got the Luigi downloadable pack that they're going to put in store shelves as well for the Super Mario Brothers game for the Wii U.
Yeah, and make it Wii U, which I think that's pretty cool.
Yeah, and there's supposed to be more challenging levels too.
I know that they showed a new 3D Mario, and I saw it, and as awesome as I'm sure it's going to be awesome, I was a little disappointed that it wasn't like a follow-up to Galaxy.
Yeah, it looked more like a follow-up to the Super Mario Brothers 3D Land for the 3DS.
It's pretty much that, just on the Wii.
With cat costumes.
Yeah, which looked hilarious, and I want to play it.
Yeah, although if you're going to have a costume that's designed around climbing walls, why is it a cat and not like a monkey or something? That's what I thought.
Cat costume, everybody loves cats. It's like cat crazy now. I think it's a pretty smart move, though.
Yeah, I just thought, like, if its specialty is going to be climbing walls instead of, like, being really fast and, like, claw attacks or something, wouldn't it be better suited for, like, a monkey costume or something similar to that? That was my thought.
I think, I don't know, if they were trying to go cute.
Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, I'm not complaining about the costume itself. I just thought that having the cat costume be the one that climbs walls was a little odd.
But, it seemed like that game didn't get much hype. Smash Brothers is pretty much seemed like their main E3 hype.
Yeah, which I'm not surprised by, because everybody goes nuts for Smash Brothers, which...
Oh, it's awesome, yeah.
I understand. I'm not as big of a fan. The series is awesome, but I'm not as big of a fan as some other people are when they play it competitively and all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
Hey, I interject?
Go ahead.
Wonder Combo!
But the big announcement that they made for Smash was that Mega Man is in the game.
Alright, no.
Yeah, which my first thought was, why did this take 4 games to happen? You know?
Well, I have no idea. You know, you never know what licensing bullshit somebody has to go through. You know?
Yeah. And then they also announced, quote unquote, The Villager, which is from Animal Crossing, which I have not played.
I love Animal Crossing. I want that new one for the 3DS, something fierce.
But I thought Animal Crossing, like all the villagers were like anthropomorphic animals or something.
Yeah, they're goofy little animals.
So why was the villager a human instead of some kind of animal?
Well, I think there's some humans. It's weird. It's weird. It's just a weird ass game.
I don't know. I can't claim to understand it because I have never played it. Now, the game that they showed on their thing to interest me most was, I don't know if this is an official title or what, but it just displayed X as the title screen. And it was an RPG centered around giant mechs and land battles both. Battles on foot both.
So is their version of Titanfall?
My thought was, it looks like a sequel to Xenogears. Remember Xenogears?
Fondly, yes.
Which I have no problem with. That was my favorite thing that they showed.
I love Xenogears.
Yeah, Xenogears awesome. It really is. But I know it's probably not a direct sequel to that, considering I think Square owns that property.
I believe they do.
What else did they show? Oh,
They don't. I know they showed new Donkey Kong Country, which I'm pretty excited for.
yeah, I love that series. I love Donkey Kong Country.
Me too. Bring it to the Wii U, make me a happy guy.
Yeah, I didn't get to play the last one though, sadly.
Yeah, I think I did. Yeah, I think I did.
Donkey Kong Country Returns. It's made by the same company that did the Metroid Prime trilogy.
Right.
Which, as excited for that as I am, I was also slightly disappointed that they weren't working on either a Star Fox game or a Metroid game.
I know, and there were a couple games I was hoping would be announced that I didn't hear anything of. I was hoping for that new next-gen Zelda they keep talking, promising, but...
Instead you get an upgraded version of Wind Waker.
Yeah, well, that's good enough for me, really. That's my all-time favorite Zelda game, and it looks amazing, so I will be on that.
It is cool, and the game does look beautiful.
Yeah.
Again, I was slightly disappointed if they didn't announce a new one for the Wii U.
Yeah, me too. I just wanted them to. I know, obviously they will. Hopefully it doesn't take too long.
Although, the Zelda game upcoming for 3... Yes.
I can list you about a million reasons to buy a 3DS. That thing is amazing, but that's for another podcast.
But yeah, A Link Between Worlds looks awesome.
Yes, it does. Oh my god, it looks so cool.
And it's a sequel to my personal favorite Zelda.
Right, yeah. We each kind of have ours coming out, which is kind of cool, really.
Yeah, which I am really excited for that one. It looks awesome. What else did they show? I'm trying to remember. Oh, they showed Bayonetta 2.
Yeah, that's cool, man. The first one's really fun.
I never got to play it. It looked interesting.
It's really, and it's hard to describe that goddamn game. It's kind of like Devil May Cry, but
yeah,
it's cool.
The vibe I get is Devil May Cry with a chick.
Yeah, and the animations are great.
Who is hot?
Oh yeah,
she's hot. What else did they show? I'm trying to remember everything they showed. Seems like they showed something. Oh, they announced a new Mario Kart.
Yes, Mario Kart 8. Look, goddamn it, that's the one I was trying to. I was sitting here trying to think of it. It looks awesome.
It does. It looks awesome. At the same time, it also kind of looks like a shinier version of the last Mario Kart with a little bit of a F-Zero influence with driving on walls.
That's fine with me.
Which, I don't know. It looks cool. I'm not going to sit here and brag on it. I know they talked about other things, and I can't remember what they were.
Yeah, I'm sure it would come to us.
They actually had a decent little 30 minutes. It was like 40 minutes, actually. But
yeah, they did. It was good for what they wanted to accomplish. They honestly knew what E3 was going to be about, so they had their little thing. I thought it was cool. I liked it.
I liked it too, although I would have liked to have seen some live on-stage demos and of at least a couple of the games, like maybe an on-stage demo of Donkey Kong Country, or an on-stage demo of Bayonetta 2 would have been awesome.
And I would have liked to have seen a Metroid announcement for new games.
Yeah.
That could not be a more perfect series to take advantage of the gamepad, but I'm sure it's being worked on.
Yeah, speaking of Metroid, did you see after they released Super Metroid for the Wii U eShop or whatever, there was a whole, like, people would gather collections of pictures of people who were stuck and couldn't grasp the concept of things like Morph Ball and Morph Ball bombs, so they wouldn't know how to bomb a wall.
No,
They'd be like, "I'm stuck, help me!"
I did not see that.
To which I saw this and I'm like, this generation of gamers is pathetic.
Oh, it is. It really is.
I mean, I know a lot of games hold your hand nowadays, but geez, come on.
I'm sure any upstanding gamer that's listening are going to listen to this, and the crowd that we just described. I think you're all amazing, but yeah, there's really a lot of terrible ones.
Hell, like, probably all of them are like 13 or 14, and
you know, they I try not to jump off topic too much, but I was working the counter in electronics the other day at work, and a kid comes in with his mom, you know, and this kid's got to be 13 or 14. Goes over to the games, and I don't even need to walk over there. I know exactly which one the little motherfucker wants, and it was Call of Duty, right?
Yeah, not surprised.
So, at Target, you have to use, an ID when someone gets it. So obviously, his mom had to come with him. Gets it, and he's all excited. I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. And then an older kid had to be in his mid-20s, early mid-20s, came in a little while after that. And he was browsing around. He wanted to know if we had The Last of Us, and we didn't have it right then. And so then I believe he ended up getting Assassin's Creed. I just thought it was really funny, kind of the age gap.
Yeah,
really tough.
It really is. I haven't started The Last of Us yet because I want to finish Halo Wars first. But I am so pumped about playing that game.
Oh man, Jesus, I want that game. I just started Fable 3. It was free on the Xbox, so I'm starting on that one.
Yeah, that's cool. Speaking of the Xbox, let's get to Microsoft.
Absolutely.
Obviously, damn near every single second of their show was dedicated to video games.
Yeah, it was exactly what I was predicting on our pre-E3 podcast, which is what I was hoping. It was just games.
Yeah, they didn't even mention the whole huge controversy over the used games and the 24-hour check-ins and all that kind of thing.
No, they didn't. Their E3, I thought, was really, really good. Unfortunately for them, I think their PR and a couple of the people working for the company in various interviews and stuff hurt their E3 more than they would have liked. But
yeah, especially Don Matrick and what he said. Honestly, you don't have to connect every 24 hours so you can play video games when you are in the army, or if you're in some shitty part of the country and can't afford to move or something. Get an Xbox 360 because we already have that. Well, fuck you too, buddy.
Yeah, like one, it's like, dude, fuck you. But at two, I think people are blowing it, the whole online connectivity, I think they're blowing it a little out of proportion. I mean, if you have $500 to drop down on a console, I'm assuming you got internet, Yeah. Although, I've got to wonder, what happens, let's say you go on vacation, you don't want to haul around this big, heavy console, so you just bring the Vita or something with you to play video games while you're on the shitter in between visiting the beach and visiting the bar. And you're gone for a week, so your console's not on for a week. What happens to your games? Well, first, I would suggest taking the 3DS because there's actually games to play on it.
So I just threw out the Vita because it was the first handheld console I thought of.
I don't think anything happens at all. I think it's probably in like a sleep mode.
Well, I would certainly hope that the console would connect itself without you being there or something.
Yeah, I mean, no one's gonna lose any of their games. I mean, but the way they're treating it is like this super dickish, elitist attitude, and it's really off-putting.
Yeah, very much so. The one person who isn't going at it from a super dickish like point of view or whatever is Major Nelson. Major Nelson seems fucking cool as shit.
Yeah, that guy has always been cool. I follow him on Twitter. He's always cool, and he's just a dude who plays games and works for the company. And yeah, he's been cool about it the whole time.
Now, I think the biggest shock to come from Microsoft's press conference was the fact that they had Insomniac on their stage.
That was big, and when they started with Metal Gear.
Yeah, well, starting with Metal Gear means you're not starting with a console exclusive.
It's true, but just starting Metal Gear.
They think of PlayStation.
Exactly. They picture the PlayStation controller in their hands, and I think that was a big ballsy move for Microsoft to start with that game. And by the way, that game looks incredible.
Yes, it does, and I expect it to be incredible because it made me the bad Metal Gear game.
Yeah. Wait. Yeah, no.
I was gonna say the worst of the bunch is probably Portable Ops, and the only thing that really sucked about it was the camera.
Yeah, it's still a good game.
It's still very good, and I don't understand why they don't include it in the HD collection because that would fix the camera.
I know.
And which would ultimately just make it a better game. But let's see. Obviously, them having Metal Gear on their stage was huge. I think they might be getting some kind of exclusive content for that game.
I believe they're going to, yeah, and that's big for them, yeah.
Which kind of surprises me. I didn't see that one coming. I thought if anybody's getting exclusive content for a Metal Gear game, it'll be Sony.
You know, I think Microsoft might have just kind of maybe snuck in before them on that one, you know.
Or set down a really, really big check with a whole bunch of zeros at the end of it.
Hey, look, we sold a lot of 360s. We can pay you a lot of money.
Yeah. But no, seriously. Starting with that, it looked awesome. It really did.
Yeah.
I did not know what to make of the Halo trailer they showed. Wasn't surprised they showed Halo.
I loved it.
But
absolutely loved it. I thought it was so cool.
It was like a minute long, and it was the Master Chief walking through a desert, wearing a robe over his armor for some strange reason. You have to admit, that's kind of weird.
It looks to me like he might be in hiding. Maybe that's kind of the point.
Yeah, like he's trying to hide who he is or something.
Yeah.
But then, like, a thing rises up, and it doesn't say Halo 5, it just says Halo.
Yeah, some people are speculating that they're gonna, with the way they're doing the Xbox One, they're gonna just call it Halo, which...
I think that would be dumb.
Yeah, me too.
You already made Halo. In fact, you made it twice. You know?
Yeah, and this is a different company, so we'll do something.
And in fact, this different company has already made Halo once. You know? They're the ones that did the remake. So...
I love the trailer, though. I thought it was really cool. But at the same time, it just seemed like this is the E3 of CG trailers with not as much gameplay, so that was...
Especially on Ubisoft's stage.
Oh, Jesus Christ, yeah.
They had like 2 on-stage demos in like an hour and a half.
I know. It was crazy.
I just kept going, okay, so are you going to show any gameplay for Watch Dogs? No?
They did show that Watch Dogs demo. Was that on Sony's, though?
I think that was on Sony's.
Okay.
Are you going to show any gameplay for Black Flag? No?
Yeah, they didn't show it, and then Sony showed gameplay for Black Flag.
It looked awesome.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. I mean, we'll get to that.
We'll get to that later.
Waxing poetic on that game, because holy shit, but yeah.
I think the game that Insomniac, Sunset Overdrive, was it?
Yeah, I think so, right?
I think the game that they announced might be an exclusive to the Xbox One, which is just like unfathomable. You know what I'm trying to say.
Unfathomable?
Yeah, that.
Yeah.
That they would have a exclusive Insomniac game on their console.
I know. That's big. It should be cool.
It looked cool. It looked like, although I am afraid of EA doing to that what they did to Hughes and whatever it was called before it was called Fuse.
I don't remember. Yeah, I don't remember the name.
But it looked so much better because it was about four distinct, unique-looking characters,
Yeah.
each with their own personality, shown in the trailer, and a whole lot of color. And they got rid of all of that. They left the cool weapons, but they got rid of everything else that Insomniac is good at. But a exclusive Insomniac game for the Xbox One is a huge, huge deal.
Yeah, that's big. See how it plays out. I have my hopes up for that one.
I'm trying to remember everything that they announced, so if you think it's something we haven't talked about, go ahead and speak up.
Yeah, no, I'm really feeling it tonight. What the hell did they announce?
Oh, I'm trying to remember. Because they had a few new IPs in there.
They had that Quantum Break.
I still don't know what to make of that one.
Yeah.
Like, and the game and the TV show somehow interact with each other, and I don't know what to make of it.
The whole Killer Instinct they showed.
Oh yeah, Killer Instinct look. Just the fact that they're making a new Killer Instinct is awesome.
You know which one? You know which one really jumped out to me was Dead Rising 3.
I liked the airstrike.
To me, it looked like I loved it because it looked like it was kind of a little bit of a mix. It's kind of going with the more gritty, realistic take, but except it's still got that, kind of crazy weapon combo system thrown in.
Yeah, although I would kind of miss the B-movie feel of the other ones.
With two of them, and this one was set in Vegas, and so that was suitably nuts. I don't really know what more they could have done unless they did like a New York one,
Yeah, although, okay, you're in this city, it's going to be bombed to hell, but you can call in an airstrike on a small specific area anyway.
Yeah.
It doesn't make... It's awesome!
It looks great. It looks like...
But when you think about that, it makes no sense.
Well, same time, it's a video game where you can attack zombies with teddy bears, so I'm not really...
Looking too much into the realism of it.
Exactly, yeah.
And neither am I. I just noticed that I went, that doesn't make a lot of sense. I don't care because it's awesome, but it doesn't make a lot of sense. Although I have heard rumors that you can only do that if you have a Surface tablet.
There might be which is a really great way to get people to buy those. Download the Microsoft Project Glass, whatever the fuck it's called.
Yeah.
Smart Glass.
Yeah, that Smart Glass. But that almost feels like they're trying to go the Wii U route on that kind of thing, where they got like a touch screen in conjunction with the console.
Yeah, the only problem is the Wii U, you're holding it and playing. For the Xbox, if you have that controller in your hand, it's not a small controller. It's comfortable, yeah, but it's not a small controller. So you're going to have to put that down, pick up the tablet, make sure Smart Glass is loaded, make sure the tablet's not in like a sleep mode, launch the airstrike, get your controller picked back up. Seems kind of like a lot.
Yeah, switching back and forth. And maybe it won't be so often, maybe it won't be a pain in the ass, maybe you could have a friend sitting there with you like, hey dude, call it an airstrike. There's too many of them.
Yeah, it could be a little novelty, like, hey, you don't have to use it if you don't want to.
Well, I would hope so. If it's only Smart Glass, I would hope that you don't have to use it.
I know, that looked really cool. Forza looked really cool. The graphics on that were obviously really goddamn good.
Yeah, gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous.
And they closed with that Titanfall game.
Yeah, Titanfall looks interesting.
It looks interesting. My brother made a joke and called it Titanfall just because they would not shut up about that fucking game on both conferences. But
yeah, because they showed that off at both that conference and EA's conference.
Yeah, it looks cool. I'm in. Let me play it. But I thought that was a really interesting way to close the show when they open with something so big like Metal Gear, to close it with a mech game.
Yeah, a new IP from a new studio, and their big claim to fame is, hey, we did Call of Duty Modern Warfare. You like that, right?
Yeah, and I know you're not, into the modern shooters, and I've really gotten out of them. In fact, I won't be getting any more Call of Duty games, I don't think, but holy shit, to me, that Battlefield game looked awesome.
Yeah, To me, the shooters that look most interesting and the most fun are the ones that kind of go a sci-fi route or do something different, like fucking Wolfenstein looks awesome.
Yeah, but at the same time, Wolfenstein's coming out, so you have that option, you know?
And Destiny looks awesome as hell, too.
Yeah, Destiny looks really...
So, for the most part, I'm just kind of, like, tired of the whole Modern Warfare type game. Played it. I don't need to continue to play it. I want to play something. Get something. Okay, that was weird.
Yeah, we got a little separated there.
Anyway, like I was saying, I played in quite a number of modern day set in Afghanistan and other countries like that, shooters that I'm kind of burnt out on them right now.
I see. I haven't played one in a while because I got, like you, I got burnt out on them really bad, so I just stopped playing them. And I think, because I played Battlefield 3 online really quickly with a friend, over at a friend's house, and I immediately liked it better. It seemed like it was an older, more mature crowd playing it, and maps are huge, vehicles. I'm like, this is fun, you know, I sucked at it, but it was fun. And then I just haven't played any. I try to get away from the, you know, the modern shooters for a while. So I think I'm gonna get that Battlefield 4 and just kind of maybe stick with that one.
And you know what else looks awesome? Destiny.
Yeah, I mean, obviously we'll talk about that for the
Sony's.
Sony.
Yeah, for the Sony thing.
I was extremely impressed.
Forza did look pretty cool. It always looks insanely gorgeous. And it's going to come out around the same time as new Gran Turismo, so it'll have direct competition.
Well, Forza's a confirmed launch title, which is pretty good.
Yeah, I've heard that the upcoming the fighting game, Killer Instinct, is going to be a launch title.
It's a download.
Hmm.
Yeah, it's a download only title, I think. I'm like 90% sure on that one too.
That makes me a little skeptical, but okay. Let's see, what else? I know they showed some other cool things that I really thought. I was surprised they didn't show Gears.
Me too. I was really surprised and I was disappointed, but I think if they're just maybe working on one pretty diligently and, you know, making a really kick-ass next-gen one, then they can take their time, so it's really good.
Do you think they just didn't show a Gears because it was just recently that they released a new one?
Yeah, Judgment came out, and, you know, they're still announcing stuff for that, so...
Probably why. They did talk about the 360 a little bit, but they didn't have much to say about it and much to talk. There really isn't that much coming to it.
No, and I mean, they keep saying they're going to still support it quite a bit, and I'm sure they will, obviously, but I mean, this conference had to be about Xbox One games, which I think they hit that mark. I think when they announced the price, there were quite a few crickets in the audience, just because I don't think anyone was so disappointed that it was just exactly what they were expecting, so...
Yeah, like, when they announced that price, the audience was just dead silent. No clapping,
no
booing, nothing.
It's kind of like one of those, like, people are just like, I was hoping that they would announce, you know, have it lower, but that's pretty much what they were expecting, so...
Yeah, they announced a game that's like a spiritual sequel to Panzer Dragoon.
Oh, that's the one that showed with no audio. Or wait, what?
Yeah, that was the one they showed with no audio.
Was that for Sony?
No, it was Microsoft. They were the ones that had the problems, but they also had a problem when they showed off Battlefield 4. Remember?
Yeah.
Trying to get it to start.
Okay. Yeah, that'll be sweet.
It looked cool. I just wish I could have heard it.
Panzer Dragoon's that's one of my old favorite games. I love that game.
I have heard that the series is very, very good, but I've never gotten a chance to play it. But
right.
What I saw and couldn't hear looked cool. I'm glad that they got those problems fixed before other companies took the stage. And they didn't, because the other ones kind of went off without a hitch.
Right.
Speaking of which, we should really move on because we got like 3 other conferences to talk about.
Right, yeah, we'll try and skim through them and spend a little more time on Sony.
Yeah. EA.
A lot of trailers.
Yeah, a whole lot of trailers. EA doesn't always have the strongest conference, I feel, but I think that's largely because I'm not interested in their sports games, and they always spend like 30 minutes on that.
Yeah, and I couldn't care less about those, obviously.
You and I like sports, and we still don't care.
Right. I know obviously the big, for me, it was the little Battlefront tiny trailer, so it's like, okay, it's coming. I'm happy.
Yeah, the entire... What was it that immediately followed up Battlefront that they were talking about for a while?
Oh, shit. Man, I do not remember.
I don't remember, but I remember tweeting about it. I was like, shut up about this and talk about Battlefront. I want to hear about Battlefront.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be... I'm actually glad they didn't talk much about it, because the wait for that game is going to be so long, I don't think I could take it.
Yeah, I was glad that they're making one, and DICE's making it. They make the Battlefield games.
It's going to be awesome.
Oh, they announced this was really cool, because I didn't expect this, because I didn't think we were ever going to get this. Shit, the chick running along, Faith, there's her name, running along the rooftops.
Mirror's Edge 2.
Yeah, Mirror's Edge 2. They announced Mirror's Edge 2.
Very happy.
That made me happy, because I didn't think we were ever going to get a sequel to that.
No, I love that game.
And I didn't play the game itself, I played the demo a bunch, and it was fun. It was awesome.
I rented it. I loved it.
I can see how it would get frustrating if you went like you get a good groove going and you're just hopping and jumping and sliding and everything, climbing all over creation and just constant momentum, and then you miss that one jump. Fuck. There goes my momentum. Would be annoying, but when you get that momentum going, it's so cool and so unique.
Yeah, there's nothing else like that damn game. I think this new one. I think that game was made for next gen. You know, so I think it'll be pretty awesome.
They started off kind of weird, I thought, with the grass warfare or garden warfare. Or
that looked hilarious. I want to play that.
The Plants vs Zombies game.
Yeah.
I thought it was a weird open. Not that it didn't look cool. I just thought it was weird to start.
Yeah, it was weird to pick to start with, but man, it looked fun. I'm into it. I want to play it.
Yeah, it really did. And they had, that was one of the live demos that they did, was of that game, and it looked pretty cool. Like, I've never played Plants vs. Zombies. I've heard good things. I've heard, like, for a quote-unquote casual game, there's a whole lot of actual depth to it.
Yeah, there is. It's great, man. You should play it if you get a chance.
And this one, this is the kind of thing where you're like, man, I wish I was like a fly on the wall when they came up with the idea for this game, because it's such a drastic departure. Kind of like, and we'll get to them in a little bit, but Far Cry 3 Blood Dragon.
Right.
How did someone not get laughed out of the room as soon as they said, okay, get this, it's the future of 2007, you know?
Well, I think probably all the guys pitching it were probably so busy laughing, making everyone else laugh, and it was a great idea.
And it was awesome. I don't know if you have played it, but you would love that game.
I haven't played it. I haven't got a chance. I haven't had the extra money, but I will.
It's only $15, and you'll get like 8 to 10 hours out of gameplay out of it if you do everything. So, well worth your time, and you will just enjoy like drenching yourself in 80s nostalgia with that. But we'll get to Ubisoft here in a little bit.
Did EA, are they the ones that announced the new Dragon Age?
Yes.
Okay, so I am so fucking excited for that game.
Yeah, I was a little bit surprised it wasn't Mass Effect, but I was glad it was Dragon Age, because it's been
I'm
longer.
happy. I
It's been
think
longer for that series.
Yeah, Mass Effect deserves a little bit of break. We know they're doing a new one with a new story, new characters, so...
Yeah, and they're using the Dragon Age engine, the new Dragon Age engine to build it. And
yeah,
I am excited for that game because Dragon Age Origins was so good.
What was the other one?
It was just called Dragon Age 2. And there was the expansion pack for Origins called Awakening.
I love Dragon Age. Love it.
Yeah, I love BioWare in general.
Yeah, and we don't get many of these big role-playing games, so when one like this comes out, it's a pretty big deal for me.
I was a little bit disappointed that nobody announced a Fallout game.
I was very disappointed.
I wanted a new Fallout.
Bethesda announced that survival horror game, which looks awesome. Though.
Yeah, The Evil Within from Shinji Mikami, who created Resident Evil.
Mm-hmm.
And it looks really, really cool.
It does. I was hoping for Fallout though. So
do you follow Bethesda on Facebook?
I want to say yes, but I don't remember. I don't know.
They posted a picture of Shinji Mikami today wearing Dovahkiin armor. It was awesome.
I did see that. Yeah,
It was awesome.
Had the helmet.
Yeah, and the sword. EA overall okay, not great. They ended it by showing a live demo or whatever of Battlefield, and it looked cool.
Yeah, they showed that running across the aircraft carrier, and I think my heart skipped a few beats. I was like, oh, I want to play that. I want to play it. I'm in.
And when the entire building just collapsed in on itself, which
that was awesome.
Okay, granted that we have seen that before for everybody that has played Red Faction, and it was awesome in Red Faction too.
Or seen any Die Hard movies, so
Yeah, it was awesome in Red Faction too. You know.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man, that Battlefield game's got me hooked. I want to play the fucking thing.
Yeah. Ubisoft, decent showing.
Good old Ubisoft. Yeah, it was about their better one.
It was one of their better ones. It wasn't laugh them off stage stupid like some of the ones they've had in the past.
I mean, they still had a few forced jokes like they always do, but it wasn't as bad.
Yeah, which I thought they might be able to escape the forced jokes, considering Aisha Tyler is actually funny.
She's an actual gamer, but I thought they took it a little too far, you know?
Yeah.
With the jokes.
Yeah, well, I figured we were doomed for that kind of thing as soon as she walked out there with a shirt that said #Girlwood.
Yeah, I'm like, oh, this is gonna be fun, but
awesome start to it, because the very first thing you see in their fucking panel or their fucking stage show was Jerry Cantrell.
And he kicked ass, and anyone listening who does not know who Jerry Cantrell is, he's the guitarist of Alice in Chains, and they're amazing, so listen to them.
Get better taste in music while you're at it.
Yeah. Jerry sounded awesome, he looked awesome. And I have that Rocksmith game, I have the first one. And it's really a cool way for people to, learn guitar, so I'm sure the sequel will be really cool.
Yeah, the whole thing with you play guitar and then you just get like a band to
very cool, yeah.
improvise instruments, and it's all done by AI. That looked really cool. That looked really, really cool.
Yeah, man, that'll get. I think that if they promote it right, and make sure it's really polished, that could get a lot of kids picking up guitars.
Yeah. Do I even need to say that the Watch Dogs looks awesome?
Yeah, because Watch Dogs looks awesome.
It does. I just watched. I think I tweeted word for word, "Shut up and take my money."
Yeah, that's pretty much how I feel about that game. Any single time they show it, I want it even more.
I was a little bit disappointed that they didn't have any gameplay on their stage, which was a running theme in Ubisoft's thing. They didn't have any gameplay for fucking anything.
No, they didn't.
They had like 2 games, and one of them looked really, really fucking cool. And that was the Tom Clancy game that they showed.
Yeah, which one was that? I'm trying to remember the damn name.
I don't know. The trailer that they showed right before the gameplay didn't look like a trailer. It looked like a PSA.
Right.
But then they showed the gameplay and they sold me on it.
That was like that co-op one?
Yeah.
Is that the one they closed with?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, that looked awesome.
Yeah, it really, really fucking did. And it looked to me almost like if you remove the zombies from The Last of Us, that's what that looked like in co-op.
Okay. Yeah, it looked great.
And it looked really, really cool. And I'm very excited for that one. They sold me on that game with that gameplay demo. Which, thank God they did a gameplay demo, because the PSA that they called a trailer gave us nothing.
Right. I love the concept of the game. I love the look of it. I'm really looking forward to that one.
Multiplayer co-op action RPG shooter from Tom Clancy. Sign me the fuck up.
Oh yeah, right.
And then Rayman. Of course, Rayman looks awesome.
Yeah, Rayman always. Okay, sorry.
That was loud.
Yeah, I was. I tried to watch a trailer for Fire Emblem Awakening, and I thought I had the sound muted, but apparently not.
I've never played a Fire Emblem game.
Oh, really, man? They're awesome.
They look cool, but I've never played one.
It's another reason to get a 3DS.
Back to Ubisoft.
Right.
Rayman looks so cool. Rayman looks so cool.
It does. I'm excited. The last was great, so I'm sure this one will be just good.
Yeah, I love that there's like a re-emergence of a type of game that you and I both grew up on, which is the side-scrolling platformer. Yep. I love that. And it's not just indie games doing it either. Mario is doing it. This is doing it. Donkey Kong is doing it. You know?
Oh, by that Ubisoft, that co-op is The Division.
Yeah, The Division. That's it. I was trying to remember the name of it because it looked awesome. What else did Ubisoft show? Black Flag.
Black Flag looks amazing.
Although that showed much better on Sony's stage, just like it did last year.
Yeah, because it was just a trailer, CG trailer. The trailer was great, but showing the gameplay when they showed up PlayStation 4 looks... Jesus.
Oh, the environments are so goddamn gorgeous.
Mm-hmm. And I'm obsessed with pirates, so it's about the perfect game for me.
Yeah. It looks really, really fucking cool. I think it looks like... To me, it looks like it is bound to be... Might wind up being my favorite game in the series if it winds up being as good as it looks.
It's already my favorite game in the series, so... And I love that series. I love that series. I play each one of them. Love it.
Yeah, when I'm in Texas, which I will be come Thursday, I'm going to bring my PlayStation 3 and I'm going to play the next one, which is Brotherhood is the next one for me.
Yeah, enjoy. It's good. It's good.
And what else?
It's really cool, so, yeah.
What else did Ubisoft show?
I'm kind of drawing a blank.
Were they the ones that showed that, like, multiplayer online, like, car game where you work together to take down, like, armored trucks and stuff?
Oh, yeah, I think so.
Look like the Fast and the Furious, the video game.
Yeah, because I remember pointing at my TV and just saying one word was want. Yeah, I think that was them.
It really does look like an online multiplayer version of the Fast and the Furious.
Yes.
The Crew, that was it.
Ubisoft confirms The Crew for Xbox One. Yeah, that's it. Okay.
That game looked cool. Only one conference left to talk about, and they kicked ass.
It was really good. Yeah, obviously Sony.
Sony is the one that everybody left E3 talking about, was how good their conference was and how much they showed. I think they might have showed less games.
They did. I'm going to interject a couple comments in a minute. They probably won't be too popular, but, I thought they had an awesome E3. I'm not saying that they didn't.
Yeah, they kind of gave Microsoft a direct punch to the gut right towards the end of it.
It wasn't a punch to the gut. They kicked them right in the nuts.
Basically, yeah.
But at the same time, and this is... I'm gonna try to say this. They got a lot of cheers by doing absolutely nothing, I thought. And to me, the things that they announced, it's like, okay, I'm super happy I'm happy they announced that, right? That's good news, right?
Mm-hmm.
But that's not them making any big change or anything. It's just doing what they've always done. And I think...
Yeah, people are just really happy about it because Microsoft isn't doing it.
Yeah, people are happy about it, but I think it's going a little too far. With the, Sony's the greatest thing that's ever happened in the world. I'm like, well, they've been doing this, so... It's basically, they're being a little bit lazy in announcing that, and the way they went about it. I mean, yeah, it's a smart business move, kick them in the nuts, do it, fuck it.
Yeah. If I had been in Sony's PR team, I was like, we're doing this. We're announcing you can have your used games and like them.
Yeah, I mean, basically you're at war, so you have to do what you have to do, but I think that people are think they're taking a little too much.
Yeah, I can see that. Although the biggest punch was probably the prize point.
Now that to me, that's the most important part. It's not the used game debate. It's not the sharing games or the always on. I think the price point was the I think that's the best thing they announced.
Yeah, $400. Obviously, $200 when they launched their $200 less than they launched their last system. Good thing
Yep.
because everybody said that was too expensive.
$400 less than the Xbox One. And
Yeah, unlike
that's 100
Microsoft, they got cheers when they announced that.
Yeah, that's an awesome price point for a next-gen console. It's so awesome that I'm going to go pre-order this son of a bitch this weekend. How I'm going to make the money, I don't know, but I'm going to pre-order it anyway, just in case.
Yeah, can't say I blame you. I want to do the same thing as well. If I get a job quickly, and I'm really hoping I do, because my boss fucking fired me over a staph infection.
No.
Dude, I could have choked him when he did that. I was so mad.
Maybe you wanted to choke on it. Maybe you should have, throw a little bounties with it. Anyway.
I was so angry with him. But that aside, if I get a job quickly enough, I'm definitely pre-ordering a PlayStation 4 because it looks awesome.
If people go on, if it's Amazon or GameStop, I think it's Amazon. You can pre-order it, and they have different bundles you can pre-order. They have a Watch Dogs bundle to pre-order with it.
It's a launch game?
Huh?
It's a launch game?
Watch Dogs is a launch title.
Sweet!
It is a confirmed launch title. Here's the list of confirmed day one launch titles for the PlayStation 4. I'll read them off in order. Assassin's Creed 4, Battlefield 4, Call of Duty Ghosts, DC Universe Online, Diablo 3, Drive Club, FIFA 14, Just Dance 2014, Killzone Shadowfall, Knack, Lego Marvel Superheroes, Madden NFL 25, NBA 2K14, NBA Live 14, PlanetSide 2, Skylanders Swap Force, Warframe, and Watch Dogs.
Pretty good launch lineup, I think.
That is a goddamn good launch lineup.
And I'm glad you mentioned Knack, because what do you think of Knack?
It looks pretty sweet, I think.
I'm not going to say it's going to blow my mind, but it looks like it's got potential to be good, simple fun.
Yeah, I think it could end up being and I'm not going to put it in the same league yet, but it could be like the Little Big Planet of the PlayStation 4 to come out with. It's something different.
Now, there is a hard goal to achieve. Little Big Planet is awesome.
I'm not saying it could be as good. I mean, you never know, but I just think that with all the big, the big blockbusters, that could be the one that comes up from behind, and really innovative, really fun game that, you don't expect.
Now, speaking of the big blockbusters that are, or at least the exclusive ones, the one that interested me the most is Infamous Second Son.
I wasn't into it at all when they had the first announcement trailer at that first little Sony conference. But seeing this one really got me into it. It looks awesome.
Yeah, and the Infamous series has been very good so far.
It has. I believe if you're a PlayStation Plus member, you can get the Infamous 2 right now for free.
I already own it, so it's inconsequential to me.
I haven't played it. I'd like to play the second one.
Yeah, I'm going to get around to playing it at some point, but I've got a large pile of games just waiting to be played. But yeah, Infamous Second Son looks really, really fucking cool, and I'm very excited for it. And the gameplay they showed is gorgeous.
Yep, looks great. Then they just had a CG trailer, but they announced The Order 86. It looked like it's like a old Victorian London steampunk, monster game, which the trailer was awesome.
Yeah, it looked awesome, and that's coming from Ready at Dawn.
Absolutely, yep.
Who is still a relatively unknown, and they haven't done very many things, but they've done quality things. Like Daxter on the PlayStation Portable. Very quality thing.
They're a good developer.
I think they're made up of members of Activision, or not Activision, Blizzard. The other half of Activision.
Okay, well, they're out in Santa Monica. So.
Yeah, and Naughty Dog. And Naughty Dog might be the best developer on the planet right now.
It's close. Yeah, they're up there.
I was going to say, if they're not, they're definitely up there, because they have never made a bad game. But obviously they showed a couple of things with the PlayStation 3, and that was the most notable, even though it only came out a couple days after that, was The Last of Us, which looked awesome.
Would love to play it, so.
The Order does look really fucking cool, and I want to see gameplay of it.
I know, really excited. I love steampunk, so that one's gonna... I know they... Go ahead.
Steampunk is cool. I've always been been a bigger fan of Cyberpunk.
I'm more steampunk. I think I really dig it. I know they announced Diablo 3 coming to the PlayStation 4, which is cool.
Yeah, which is cool because I haven't gotten to play that game yet.
Me neither, and I would like to.
So would I. I love Diablo 2. I loved it to death. A whole lot of people are just condemning it right off the bat because some of their past console releases haven't been so good, but most of those were RTS games on a console, which almost never turn out well.
Yeah, there's only been a couple good ones. There was like a Lord of the Rings one, and then the Halo one was supposed to be pretty good.
Brutal Legend.
Yeah, great game, goddamn.
That game is fucking amazing.
I haven't beat that. I need to get back on that.
Oh, just drive around and just listen to the music in it.
Oh man, I loved finding the songs in the world, you know?
So did I, dude.
Oh god, it's awesome.
So what else did they show? Destiny. Talk about Destiny.
Absolutely. Destiny looks... They closed their conference with it, and at first I was disappointed. And I remember I was texting my buddy. I was saying, oh, fuck this, man. They're closing with this. You know, it's another sci-fi first-person shooter, but holy shit, that game looks awesome.
Yeah, then you stop and think about it. They're closing their conference with a game from a developer that has never had a game on their system.
Right. And if you think about it, it's almost paralleling. You know, Microsoft opened with Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah.
Sony's closing with Destiny. Yeah, so that's really, really interesting. But man, that game, holy crap, it looked cool.
Yeah, the art in it is gorgeous.
I know, and not much more good things to say about it. That part, when they come out of that huge building that they're in.
You have a fucking wall or whatever it was.
Yeah, and then that huge ship flies over, and it said like community event. So then they run up and join in with the other players. Holy shit, are you kidding me?
Yeah, look. At first you're like, oh, another sci-fi shooter will probably be just like Halo, but it doesn't look like Halo.
Oh, and I haven't read or seen anything about that game because I was expecting it's just, Halo Light. But man, I saw it. Holy shit. So, yeah, I want that game.
So do I, dude. The only thing it has in common, looks like it has in common with Halo, is same developer, and it's a sci-fi shooter.
Right.
That's about it.
But I think it looks amazing. That was a great close of their show.
Yeah, just the moment that they were doing a live demo and they stepped outside of that wall and you just saw like this massive like planet and shit hanging off in the distance. It's like, whoa.
Yeah. That's the power of next gen, man. Like, seeing these games, pretty incredible. And Sony also had, now, this is my moment of the entire E3, but was the Final Fantasy 15 announcement, which was obviously...
I thought you were going to say Mad Max.
I love Mad Max. I love every single movie. I love that universe. I just want to see gameplay before I get too excited,
Yeah, that's a good point.
And, but no, mine was the announcement that Versus 13 has been reworked and is going to be Final Fantasy 15. It looks incredible.
Yeah, it does. The series has something to prove to me after the travesty that was 13, but it looked incredible.
Yeah, and they released, they didn't show, I think they may show a small glimpse, but there's a longer gameplay trailer, and they have they have HD ones, obviously, you can watch it on YouTube or IGN or whatever, but they're on the main character's on the ground fighting this giant monster, and and then he aims at the walls of the buildings and he's zapping up there and jumping down. Man, it's just stunning. It looks so good.
Yeah, it looks like they're putting the emphasis back on exploration, which makes me really happy because I've always enjoyed the exploration in Final Fantasy.
Not only
games.
that, but just that. It's another future sci-fi set Final Fantasy game. But it looked like the design and the set pieces still have that old fantasy feel to it. Like when they were in the building.
Yeah.
It was very kind of classic, classic. I don't want to say London again looking, but very old fantasy look,
Yeah. And correct me if I'm wrong on this, but didn't the trailer mention crystals?
Absolutely.
Which, you mentioned crystals in context with Final Fantasy, and that automatically gets me excited.
Yeah, I mean, you get a boner.
That was always like a staple of the series for like 7 or 8 of the games in the series, is the crystals.
Yeah, that to me that trailer was just they could have called it like Final Fantasy 15 Final Fantasy back. Just something stupid like an 80s action movie.
Yeah.
Looks stunning, absolutely incredible. I can't say how more excited. Like, how big of a Final Fantasy fan I am.
Well, you know how big of a Final Fantasy fan I am.
Exactly, you as well. Neither one of us are fans of 13, which this looks like it's going to be a pretty drastic departure.
Which makes me fucking happy. Like,
absolutely.
I absolutely love 4, 5, 6, 9, and 12. All of those are fucking masterpieces, in my opinion.
Yeah, I've been wanting to restart 9, go back and play it. Obviously, I've said this before, my favorite's 8. That's just the one that's one that got me pretty big into it, so that'll always be my favorite. But
9 was such a cool throwback to the old school, though. Like,
really
first 6.
It really, and I hope they do another one like that.
Yeah, that would make me like instant like nerd boner.
Yeah, but seeing that new one, and then when they had the Versus 13 come up, and they started showing it, and like in my head, I was like, this looks nothing like anything they've shown on the game. And the gameplay started going, and like it was little glimpses, and they're in the house, and I was like, this looks incredible. Like, why haven't I been reading about this? And then when they said, oh, it's actually Final Fantasy 15, I think my jaw hit the floor. I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah, I wonder if they changed the name from Versus 13 to 15 to try to avoid the whole like negative stigma that goes with 13.
From what I understand, they've reworked. They've pretty much built a new one.
Because that was one of my thoughts was, are they trying to avoid the stigma that goes with 13 because they know a lot of fans hate that game?
They do, and I mean, they also announced Lightning Returns Final Fantasy 13.
Which I don't give a shit about.
Nope, and neither do they because they barely spend any time announcing it.
Yeah.
And so, I think, from what I understand, Final Fantasy 15 is going to be a brand new Final Fantasy.
Thank God.
Yeah, back, so I couldn't be more excited.
They also, I am not a fan of this series. I've played 3 of the games, but Kingdom Hearts.
Yep.
They announced Kingdom Hearts 3. And I've played 1, Chain of Memories, and 2, and the only one I enjoyed was Chain of Memories.
That game, I'm a huge Disney freak. Love Disney, so that's pretty special to me.
To me, the gameplay just feels button mashy and boring to me.
I like it. It's because I don't know, when I play that game, I don't want this incredibly involved combat system. I don't know why, it's just the way the game feels when I play it. It doesn't feel like that's necessary to me.
Like, for Chain of Memories, they fixed just about every single problem that I had with the first game, and I liked it. I've never been huge into Disney or anything, so maybe that has a lot to do with why I love it.
Yeah, that honestly, that's a big part of that game. Like, I am a Disney freak. I love Disney, so, and don't make fun of me, because I'll come to your house and I can still kick your ass. But I love Disney, so yeah, it's gonna be great.
Well, I just hope Disney does right by Star Wars.
Oh man, I don't think that Star Wars could be in better hands.
J.J. Abrams. I mean, did you see the new Star Trek? It was awesome.
Oh man, gotta see. By the way, not to get off topic, but go see Man of Steel. Holy shit, it's amazing.
Already done.
Did you like it?
I wouldn't call it amazing. It had problems, but the stuff that is good is really, really good.
I think it's the best movie I've ever seen. Love it.
I just had a few. I don't want to get into spoilers, but I just had a few problems with, like, Zod says a line toward the end of the game that I was just like, okay, Zod, that was just stupid. And then there's a god-awful amount of product placement in it.
I don't mind that. I've never had a problem with product placement. I mean, the way I see it when I walk around and go anywhere, like walk into a Starbucks, get a coffee, and walk out, you're going to see at least 200 different products. I don't mind it in games or movies.
I don't mind it to a certain extent. I think past a certain extent it starts kind of getting annoying, but that's just me. But
Yeah,
overall, good movie. Could have been brilliant if they had fixed a few things, I think. But overall, good movie. I think a lot of the fanboys are going to rage about what he did with Zod at the very end of the movie.
well, I mean, Superman has a vow never to rape. Sorry, bad joke, but
Well, you know what I'm talking about. Though,
yeah,
right?
yeah, and I personally, I'm back and forth on it. I thought the movie was amazing myself, but I mean, I understand,
Although
you can never please everyone. There's gonna be something that they don't agree with or that doesn't feel right to them. So if they can at least get most things right,
I think they did.
oh yeah.
Right?
The new Superman game, goddamn it, make a good one.
Yeah.
All right, the Batman Arkham Origins was announced.
The Batman Arkham Origins looks really fucking cool. Really,
Yeah.
really fucking cool.
It does. I was disappointed when I first read, the announcement. It's like, oh, it's a prequel, because, I don't know, I hate prequels, but...
Yeah, it's a prequel, and fucking Kevin Conroy is not playing Batman,
Nope.
and Mark Hamill is not playing the Joker,
Right, he retired from the Jokers.
which, to a person who grew up largely in the 90s like me and loving the Batman animated series, that kind of feels like Batman without Batman. You know?
Maybe the greatest cartoon series ever.
I don't know if it's the greatest, but it ranks up there. It
It's
definitely
so
ranks.
good. Oh man, that series is good.
The writing was just absolutely brilliant. Especially, you want to know how good the writing is? Go watch the Mr. Freeze episode. That's a prime example of how good it is. And the Mr. Freeze episode was so brilliant that became his new backstory.
Oh, right, I know. It was great.
It also introduced Harley Quinn, who's fucking hot.
She's a great character.
Yeah, she's a great character, and she's hot. Anyway, we should wrap up Sony, I think.
Yeah, great E3.
Yeah.
And I know I was nitpicking a little bit earlier with, their announcements or whatever, but still, it's great news. It's awesome. They had a great E3, so.
There wasn't one
Hey,
thing
no.
at their conference that I don't think I didn't like. I can't think of anything that they showed at that conference that I did not like.
I know that they kind of, through the cheers, they slipped under the cracks that, to play PlayStation 4 online, you're going to need PlayStation Plus.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah, that's the one thing that sucked.
But man, reading about it, PlayStation Plus is a really good deal. So, and I'm gonna get it. I have turned in a textbook on Amazon, so I'm gonna do PlayStation Plus.
PlayStation Plus does something that Microsoft saw and said we should do that too, and that's give out free games to the users. Like, okay, get free games while I have PlayStation Plus. That's kind of worth it.
Yeah, and it if you pay the one subscription, you get PlayStation Plus for PS3, PS4, and for Vita, and there's 6 free Vita games.
Yeah,
Great deal.
and there's and it's not like, hey, we're giving you this small, tiny, little, insignificant, ancient game that you played as a kid 20 years ago.
No, one of the Vita games is Uncharted Golden Abyss, so there you go.
Yeah, it's not like, hey, here you can play Streets of Rage on your PlayStation for free, even though
I'd probably be on that, but
which would be cool.
yeah.
But they're like, hey,
Yeah, I know what
you can play Infamous 2, newer game that everybody likes. Which is not to
Yeah,
say
it's really, really cool deal. But I think Sony, obviously, Sony for sure won E3. They kicked ass.
Oh, definitely. Yeah. Which,
And
okay, I realize that statement almost sounded like everybody doesn't enjoy fucking Streets of Rage. If you don't like Streets of Rage, punch yourself in the dick right now.
That's like saying I know this is obscure, but Metal Slug. If I ever meet someone that says they didn't like Metal Slug, I think I'd kill them.
Oh, dude.
Love
Dude,
it.
the convention I'm going to actually has a Metal Slug cabinet. I'm so excited to play it.
You kidding me? Which one?
The first one.
Wouldn't know which convention.
Oh, SGC in Texas.
Oh, I've heard of. Oh man, that's crazy. You have a Metal Slug cabinet? God damn.
Yeah, and I'm gonna get to see the Angry Video Game Nerd live one more time.
Nice.
Third time. I'm going to get to see Bruno Floss, and Keith Apicari's going to be there too, and the Spoonie one.
That sounds like it's going to be a fun time.
Yeah, I'm really excited about it, dude. I'm really pumped about it.
Never been to a convention. What is this? I'm going to try and get to go to one.
Just pick a good one, dude, and you'll have fun, I'm sure of it.
I'm going to try and go to a Comic-Con in Ohio in September. But we have it's one of the Wizard World Comic-Cons comes to Cincinnati, so I'm going to try and go to that.
Yeah, did you watch the Comic-Con videos that I put up by any chance?
I've been really busy.
I had so many problems with the last video, the panel with Stan Lee.
Yeah, you told me.
I had so many problems with that if you deem it unwatchable, I wouldn't blame you, but I think the other two turned out very, very well.
Yeah, I'll check them out when I get some form of free time here.
Yeah, Sony kicked ass, won E3, absolutely loved it, and very, very pumped for the PlayStation 4.
Yeah, I to be honest, I had kind of soured on Sony, and I've been playing primarily Xbox, but this 100% brought me back in the fold, and so I can't wait to pre-order the PlayStation 4. I can't wait to get my hands on that thing. I think it's going to be an amazing system. I'm really excited. I do want an Xbox One. I really do, but I'm going to wait for a little bit on it.
Can't say I blame you on that one, and I'm so pumped for Sony's upcoming system. It looks amazing.
And you want to do okay? Let's do our game of the show, of the entire show. What was your game of E3?
Oh shit! Did anybody show gameplay of Watch Dogs?
Yeah, Sony did.
Probably either that, Destiny, or The Division.
Okay, those are good. You gotta pick one. Come on.
Shit. You're putting me on the spot here.
Oh, absolutely.
I'm trying to pick between Destiny and Watch Dogs. Both looked phenomenal.
However, Destiny, hadn't really seen much from it, so...
Yeah, I'll probably go with that one because it's the first time we've actually seen gameplay of it. There you go, Destiny, game of the show.
It's a solid pick.
What about you?
I'm going with the one that probably had me in total fanboy mode more than anything else, and that was Final Fantasy 15.
Yeah. I'm sure people that know me are probably shocked that I didn't just automatically cling to Metal Gear.
I thought you would say it, but we'll see. It looks amazing, so
it does look amazing, and it ranks up there in my top 5, definitely, from the show.
Yeah.
There's just so many good games.
Oh man, I know. This E3 is like, jeez.
It's like Christmas for gamers, and
Unfortunately, the presents aren't delivered. We have to purchase them.
Yeah. So we just get to drool over them until we can purchase them.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. I think that should pretty much wrap it up.
Yeah.
Thanks for listening, everybody. This has been another edition of Press the Action Button podcast here on digital-delirium.com. As always, I am your host, Joystick, and thank you for joining us. With me this week was Eric. Say goodbye to everybody.
Bye, everybody.
And we will talk to you guys next week here on digital-delirium.com, or maybe not next week because I'm going to Texas and that'll make it kind of hard for me to find time to...
Don't make promises you can't keep.
Skype, but we will talk to you again. Now the podcast is up and running again. There will be more. Bye, everybody.